So I've always been told that there's no shortcuts to success and that it's just hard work. And in fact, I've actually told people that a lot of times when I'm talking to somebody about what's helped me become successful or my definition of successful. I often say, man, it's just a lot of hard work. And because I get people asking, man, what did you do to become successful? What did you do? It just causes me to really think about that, and you really, a lot of times you kind of running on autopilot. You're doing things, in the moment, and ultimately it leads to this success. But then when you look back, right, that's why they say hindsight's 20/20. When you look back, you can kind of dissect and break that down. And for me, as I'm going through this process, and this is something that I'm kind of currently, dealing with or currently thinking through, is like, man, what is it that's separating me? What is allowing me to build this platform and to do these things? And I think that there are some shortcuts to success. There really are. When I look back at some of the decisions that I made, I didn't realize at the time how impactful they would be to my future success, to my future self, and all of that good stuff. And some of those things are I want to break those things down for you. And I think the first biggest thing, right, is an expectation, right? I don't think that any of these things rank higher than the other, but the first thing that I think is kind of my primary skill, if you will, or something that I'm really good at is having an expectation. And what I mean by that is simply, I wake up in the morning and I expect to have a great day and to really, build some relationships that are going to change my life, or meet somebody, or, whatever the case is, man. If I'm going to a networking event, I know that there's a very good possibility, or at least I believe there's a very good possibility that there's somebody that I'm going to meet at this event that's going to change the course of my life, right? Because I look back and I know that that's happened so often. And now my biggest goal, I want to be that person for as many people as I possibly can. I want to be that person that somebody met and says, man, I met Brad Hannon, right? He was selling insurance and whatever the case is. And man, I met this guy and through meeting him, it changed the trajectory of my life, right? I know that's I'm not going to take responsibility for or take credit for it. They had the expectation, they made the effort. And I think so often we sell ourselves short there. And what I really mean by this is, man, when I get around somebody that's successful, I really do admire that person. I really am thinking, man, I'm looking forward to meeting this person, or man, I really, admire this person. But some people, a lot of people, in fact, are the opposite. They're like, yeah, whatever, he's just a regular guy. Or, they don't want to, I guess maybe it's a pride thing or whatever, but they don't want to give that credit where credit is obviously due. Right? So when you're going through your daily life, right? And this is, I'm rambling, but this is just what's on my mind, on my heart today is when you're going through life, man, you've got to have that expectation. You've got to know that, man, this event, I could meet somebody that could change the trajectory of my life, right? Ultimately, you're responsible for the change that you want to see in your life and in your world and whatever, but meeting somebody is going to help accelerate that process. So I'm not saying that, hey, you got to go out and you got to get lucky and you got to find somebody that then changes everything for you. No, you've got to have the expectation that the relationships you're building, the network that you're growing is incrementally increasing your chances of success every single time. This is why I don't pass up you can ask my wife, I don't pass up an opportunity to meet and get to know somebody that's very successful. I'm going to be doing some deeper dives into this. In fact, this is, if you're going to 8% Nation conference, this is what my breakout is going to be based around, right? The shortcuts to success. And I think that's one of the biggest things that we can do quite easily, right, is just wake up with an expectation. First of all, you've got to have gratitude when you wake up, right? You've got to wake up and understand that day that you've been given today, the fact that you've been given that is worth more than $1 million, right? I hear one of the people I listen to a lot is Brad Lee, right? Not to be confused with me. He goes by the real Brad Lee, and he talks about this all the time. He's like, would you rather have $1 million, or would you rather have one more day on earth, right? $1 million for today and, not be promised tomorrow. And everybody would obviously take tomorrow, right? Waking up and having life. And so you've got to be grateful, right? The fact that you have opened your eyes and you get to spend another day here. But secondly, you've got to have an expectation every single day that, man, something big is going to happen, right? Something big is coming. Okay, the second thing that I want to jump into that I think, and this ties right in, into this, but the second thing that I think has helped me tremendously, I don't want to get caught like texting and driving right now. Like if I do that on video, my phone's ringing and whatever, but I'm not going to pick it up, right? Because eyes on the road. It's bad enough that we're filming this, but the second thing is relationships. Okay, so you have to have the expectation, and that's you have the expectation that you're going to close a big deal, that you're going to, whatever the case is, but relationships are going to be key. And what I mean by that is that the three types that I've talked about in the past, three types of relationships that you have to really keep yourself balanced and keep yourself in check. And that's, you have to have a mentor, right, or a coach, okay, preferably somebody that you're paying. I really mean that. Somebody that you're paying to help coach you. Because when you pay for that, you're going to value it a lot more, right? People only value what they pay for. Secondly, you have to have colleagues that are playing at your level. You've got to have friends around you that are playing at the same level as you, right? And then the last thing is you've got to have people that you're mentoring. And you might feel like, well, I don't really have any value to add, and I'm new in this, or I'm not successful, or whatever. And this is something I heard the other day that was just like mind-blowing, eye-opening for me. It was T.D. Jakes said this. He said, if you fail, try again. If you fail a second time, try again. If you fail a third time, try again. Fail a fourth time, try again. And if you fail a fifth time, write a book on what you learned through the failures, right? And I was like, wow, how many people out there fail 3, 4, 5, 10 times? You just continue to fail, and you never look at that as a blessing, right? You never look at that and say, man, I can write a book on all the things that I did to cause me to fail that might help others not fail, right? So it's all about perspective there. But relationships are key, and you've got to have those three relationships, and you've got to make sure that you are stewarding them well, right? You're following up and taking care of those relationships. It's so important. And most people don't have all three of those areas, right? A lot of people won't pay a coach or a mentor. And then there's others on the flip side of that don't feel like they're good enough to coach or mentor anybody, but that's just not true, right? There's somebody that is is going to connect with you, and your uniqueness is going to help you encourage and move that person along. So that's the second thing. And then the third thing, the last, whatever you can call it, a shortcut to success, just some things that I've been thinking through. And this is, for me, this has been kind of newly formed. Okay. But the third thing is stewardship. Okay. And this is something I've been harping on with the team this week. It's a theme in our church service, our church series that we're going through is stewardship, and it's more about finances, but man, stewardship is important in every aspect of your life. And I did a Facebook Live on this the other day. Stewardship is what you're doing. It's maintaining, okay, protecting, growing your resources, right? And when we talk about resources, we're not just talking about financially. We're talking about everything from your relationships, like we just mentioned, to the time you have in a day. I mean, you only have so much time in the day, and if you don't steward that well, then you're going to leave your family shortchanged, or you're going to leave your business shortchanged, you're going to leave your team shortchanged, whatever it, or your friends shortchanged. So if you're not a good steward of your time, man, you're not gonna to be able to achieve greatness. And that's sad to me, because man, time is the one thing that you don't get back, right? And it's become more and more and more and more apparent to me that, man, I don't want to spend time with people who aren't valuing my time, right? I don't want to spend time with people who, don't value their own time. Okay? Success hack: hang around people that are, more successful than you, and you will attain that level. I guarantee, just through pure who you know, right? That just the network. So those are the 3 keys that I believe, 3 shortcuts to success that have kind of put me to where I am. And like I said, that's a very general overview. I'm in the process of putting together a curriculum on these specific topics, because I believe it's what is inherently led me to become successful, or like I said, my version of successful, but I didn't know it, right? And so often on this channel and all out there in the industry, you're getting trainings on 3 steps to close more sales, and 2 steps to, follow up, and 12 steps to this, and whatever. And I there's a place for that, right? I film those videos myself, but these things are the things that can move the needle exponentially. And these things are the things that are so simple that people are overlooking and not really diving into. So look out for more on this type of stuff. We're going to be doing a full-blown curriculum, the breakout session at 8% Nation. If you're not there, like if you're at 8% Nation, you have got to be in my breakout group, because I promise, I've been working on it for a month now, and I'll be working on it for another 2 months, and it's going to be the best training that I've ever delivered. I'm going to show up, and here, let me take this call. What's up, Nate? Offer it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you gained something from this. Our goal is to provide value in the individual under 65 health insurance space. If you did get something on this, then make sure you like and subscribe below. Be a part of what we're growing here on YouTube with Health Insurance Hustlers.